bunch of us parents met with different administrators throughout the year, inquiring specifically if woke garbage was being pushed in schools, and we were told that it wasn't. Despite citing concrete examples of our children's lived experiences in different classrooms, we were told there is nothing in the curriculum pertaining to gender ideology or Marxist dogma. Well, what do we have here? The entire 10th grade is reading a book called Pet by Awakey Amazie. It is the very first novel by this trans author, and I'm wondering what quality literature it displaced. The protagonist is a Black trans girl, which is explored in the very first chapter, who simply declares herself a girl at age 3, and her parents, quote, started researching puberty blockers and the hormones she might need. When she was 10, Jam got an implant with the blockers, which she swapped out at 13 for a hormone implant, which administered estrogen to her body. Jam was 15 when she told her parents that she wanted surgery. It wasn't like how it used to be back when the world was different for girls like her. She didn't have to wait to become an adult for her wants around her body to be acted on. Her parents understood how important this was for her well-being. The story is an Afro sci-fi fantasy of a utopian community that had once been overrun by monsters until it was saved by angels who eradicated them. Guess who the monsters are? Police, teachers, judges, the mayor, and guess who the angels are? The social justice warriors who tear down statues of rich men, rewrite laws, and prosecute, then sentence former police officers to, quote, restitution and rehabilitation, as well as taking everyone's guns away. This is the cancer of die. White versus people of color and all the other minority groups in a gross game of oppression Olympics. Utopia is achieved when opposing voices are eradicated. And what this book does is basically promote division and hate and feeds the fire that leads to violence, and it's happening in the community. So thank you for letting me go a little bit over, but this is a terrible book. Thank you.
Members of the school committee, I came here tonight. I plan to talk about a teacher who disciplined a student for not using preferred pronouns. The mom emailed the school and emailed you guys to let you know that her child had a First Amendment right against compelled speech. She threatened to sue, and honestly, the matter should have stopped right there. Instead, I'm going to be reading a police report to you because a Sharon administrator on a Saturday morning went to the police and filed a report, and the police came to this mom's house and terrified her child. I'm going to be cutting out people's names to avoid more humiliation. At approximately 1350 hours, we responded to address and made contact with the mom. The mom was informed of the concern of her email and the wording used. The mom stated that she had no time meant or intended any threats of violence towards the school or staff. She stated to me that she meant that she would pull the trigger by contacting an attorney to sue the schools if they didn't leave her kids alone. The mom forwarded me the email correspondence she sent to the school, and it will be attached to this report. After reviewing the email correspondence and its context, it was determined that the mom's use of the word pull the trigger meant taking legal actions against the school system. There were no threat of violence made by the mom. This report was pure retaliation by a Sharon school official. The email was clearly a threat to sue, and the police saw that once the mom, and not the official who filed the report, showed them the email. And now this lawsuit is probably even more likely. And this is not the first time that this official retaliated. She had leaked emails written by the mom with the mom's name on it. And those emails ended up on Facebook, and the mom was harassed.
Right, that's
honestly, I don't even know what to say anymore.
And some quick thoughts about the social media policy BK. It's on the agenda tonight. This is a friendly comment. I've written to you before with policy recommendations. A large part of what I do is policy writing. I'm an attorney. I create policies. I take that very seriously. I don't think I've ever commented before on how school committee should govern itself. Somebody fact check me on that, but I consider that your prerogative. Officers, subcommittees, that's all you. I think I've been respectful of the committee in that way. But if you change your social media policy, that's different, isn't it? Because that would be more than just governing yourselves. It would restrict everybody who serves on the committee in the future. If I'm on the committee, it would restrict my rights. If someone else is on the committee in the future, it would restrict theirs. It would restrict how people on school committee can talk with their constituents. So it affects others in the community. That's why I'm commenting on it. I reviewed the existing policy. It has guidelines in it. It talks about open meeting law. It asks members to be respectful. All that's fine. But what would feel too far to me is if it turns into a speech code. I don't know if that's something you would even consider, but a speech code to me feels too far. I can tell you as an attorney, this is a very fraught and litigious area of First Amendment law. Courts give speech restrictions strict scrutiny review. That's the highest one. There's a presumption speech restrictions are illegal. I've seen policies in other towns that, in my opinion, definitely infringe on First Amendment rights of elected officials. In my opinion, it's just asking for a lawsuit. If it goes that direction, maybe you're not considering that, but our district does not need any more lawsuits. I think you agree. So my opinion is the existing policy is good. Maybe this is just a routine review tonight and you already agree with me. But if you do update it, please just be cautious. People don't give up rights when they're elected. I want those rights for you. I want you to use them, and anything like a speech code, opinions you can say or can't say. I think you'd agree that feels like it's too
2
far.
minutes.